Have you ever found yourself wide awake at 3 o'clock in the morning wondering why you've been pulled from the depths of slumber? If you have, you're in good company. It's a common occurrence, one that often stirs a sense of curiosity, even bewilderment. The clock strikes 3 and there you are, eyes wide open, staring into the dark, the silence of the night punctuated by your own thoughts. It's an enigma, isn't it? And yet, it's an enigma that's steeped in spiritual significance. Welcome to the witching hour, as it's often called, a time traditionally associated with supernatural events, a time when the veil between our physical world and the spiritual realm is believed to be the thinnest. But let's put aside the eerie connotations for a moment and delve deeper into its spiritual essence. This hour, the third watch of the night, is considered sacred by many cultures and religions around the world. It's not just a time of heightened spiritual activity, but also a time of divine communication, a time when the hustle and bustle of the world is at its lowest, when distractions are minimal, and when we are most open to receiving messages from the divine. In Christian tradition, for instance, the early morning hours have always been a time for prayer and meditation, a time to connect with God when the rest of the world is asleep. It's a time when we can quiet our minds, focus our thoughts, and allow ourselves to be open to divine guidance. So the next time you find yourself awake at 3 a.m., instead of wondering why, consider the possibility that it might be more than just a random wake-up call. It might be a divine nudge, a spiritual alarm clock of sorts, meant to draw your attention to something greater than the realm of the physical. It's not a mere coincidence, rather an invitation to a divine rendezvous. So, what makes 3 a.m. so spiritually significant? Well, imagine a bridge. On one side, you have the physical world, the realm of the five senses, of touch and taste and sight. On the other side, you have the spiritual world, the realm of the soul, of intuition, of divine connection. Now imagine that bridge becomes most accessible, most tangible at a specific time. That time is 3 a.m. This time, often referred to as the witching hour or the divine hour, holds a special place in spiritual and religious traditions across the world. It's a time when the veil between our physical existence and the spiritual realm is thought to be at its thinnest, allowing for enhanced communication and connection with the divine. But why is this so? Why does this hour hold such a powerful spiritual significance? The answer lies in the quiet. The world is at its most peaceful at 3 a.m. The hustle and bustle of daily life have subsided, and the silence envelops us like a comforting blanket. This tranquility creates an environment conducive to spiritual experiences, allowing us to tune in to the subtle whispers of the divine. It's like tuning into a radio frequency. During the day, there's too much noise, too many stations playing at once. But at 3 a.m. the static fades, and there's just one clear signal. That's when God can reach out to us, when we are most open and receptive to His messages. So, when you find yourself jolted awake at 3 a.m., rather than tossing and turning, consider this. Could this be a divine nudge? Could this be God trying to get your attention, to communicate something important to you? Instead of seeing it as an annoyance, see it as an invitation. An invitation to quiet your mind, to still your heart, and to step onto that bridge between the physical and spiritual world. An invitation to connect with something greater than yourself, to embark on a spiritual journey. So, when you find yourself awake at this hour, consider it a call to a spiritual journey. But how do we respond to this divine call at such an odd hour? In the stillness of the night, when the world is hushed and the stars keep their silent vigil, it's crucial to be receptive and open to God's instructions. This is the time when the humdrum of daily life fades into the background, and we can tune into the divine frequency more readily. Now you might be wondering, how exactly do I make myself available to God's instructions? Well, the first step is to use this time for prayer, meditation, or reflection. There's no set formula or ritual to follow. Instead, it's about creating a sacred space within yourself, a sanctuary where God's voice can echo and resonate. Prayer in this context isn't just about asking for things. It's a conversation with the divine, a heart-to-heart talk where you share your deepest thoughts, fears, hopes, and dreams. Prayer allows you to connect with God on a personal level, and in the hush of the early morning, your words carry a different weight, a different meaning. Meditation, on the other hand, is about listening. It's about quieting the mind and silencing the inner chatter. It's about creating a space of stillness where God's voice can be heard. It's an exercise in patience and attentiveness, a practice of being present and aware. Reflection, finally, is about contemplation. It's about mulling over the day's events, the lessons learned, the blessings received. It's about gaining insights and understanding from your experiences and seeing how they align with God's plan for you. The key here is quietness, patience, and a receptive heart. It's about being open to God's instructions, letting them guide you, shape you, transform you. It's about surrendering to the divine wisdom and trusting in its power to lead you towards your true purpose. Remember, it's not an interruption of your sleep, but an invitation to a divine conversation. So, next time you awake at 3 a.m., what will you do? We've journeyed together through the enigma of this hour, a time steeped in spiritual significance. It's an hour when the world is quiet, and the veil between the physical and spiritual realms is at its thinnest. This is a time when divine messages are most likely to be heard. We've also talked about how to be available to these divine instructions, how to open our hearts and minds to the wisdom that might come to us in the silence of the night. It's about being receptive, being willing to listen, and being ready to act on the guidance given to us. So the next time you find yourself awake at 3 a.m., see it not as an inconvenience, but as an opportunity to connect with something greater, to seek wisdom, to receive guidance. And always remember, in the silence of the night, there could be a divine message waiting for you.